Hey guys, it's Vince. Today I want to discuss a couple packages, one mainly that I have available right now in my store. It's been up for about a week now, and I feel a video is really justified to understand the gravity of this package. To give you guys an idea of why I put this package together, of course I get messaged virtually every day on DIY kits to do a full-scale retrofit on large-scale mills or build a large-scale router that can handle much tougher substrates. You guys want optimal speed. You want to use pro-grade Gecko drives. You want all the bells and whistles, and that's where I wanted to put together not only a system that features all of those items, but also give you guys the ability to service it as well. That means that once you assemble this system, not only will you have all of the best capabilities to go in, featuring toolless mounts, just going in there, and everything is as simple as possible, encompassing everything from heat sinks for the drives, multiple power supplies, again, some of the strongest motors in the industry at 3 NEMA 34 1700 ounce rating. I wanted you guys to have everything, an EMI shielded chassis. So here's what I came up with. And again, I will show you the price, so there's no holds barred. I want you guys to do the comparison in the industry. Right now, we're going to start with the drives. I'm just going to give you an overview of what this package actually comes with. Again, it is a DIY package, so you guys will be assembling it. But then again, a double-edged sword to that is you assemble it, you also will be able to service it very easily. 3 Gecko drives, G203v. These drives are virtually bulletproof, guys. Again, everything here has links. These drives have over and under voltage protection. They have an internal fuse. They're virtually indestructible, and that's why I chose them. Again, they do come with Gecko's full 1-year warranty. So again, you guys are fully supported in the U.S. with full U.S. support, no BS. And again, to complete the driver package, they need heat sinks. This is not an option. It is included. So therefore, you're going to get one of my new custom-made heat sinks. Again, best part about the heat sinks, your drives already come pre-drilled and tapped off for the heat sink as far as all those holes being made. The only thing you'll have to do is drill 2 holes, and to mount the heat sink utilizes 2 thumb nuts. So to actually mount and remove, you actually simply click. Matter of fact, I'll show you it right here. We have the links, or actually this is video, and you can see the thumb screws, and again the drilled and tapped for the drives themselves. This is a 3-axis system. If you did require more motors, we would encompass naturally more heat sinks. But again, you mount all your drives, you remove the 2 thumb nuts, and you're good. You can watch the video if you want to watch the video for the overview. Feel free. Next item to come with this kit is the 72 volt 16.5 amp 1200 watt toolless power supply. Now guys, I can tell you right now, the majority of power supplies on the market, the maximum you'll see typically is 48 volts. Once you step up into the 72 volt monster, you're getting a 50% faster rapid motion than 48 volts. So think about that. That's the difference in speed. Again, voltage, there's a crossover. Voltage, more heat equals more speed, more power to the drives. So keep that in mind. Again, you have a link here. You can click on review the toolless power supply. Now, one of the features here, and I've got to make this known because there is nothing like this on the market so that you guys can service your own systems simplistically. Again, you have the remote terminal leads. If you do have to remove the power supply for servicing or cleaning, even cleaning, you can just remove the 2 thumb screws. As a matter of fact, if I fast forward through here, let's see if I can show you the other side. Here you go. You remove the 2 thumb screws, and you never have to mess with the wiring once the terminal block is mounted. I did upgrade the design a little bit. Now she comes with silicone wire for super flexible wiring. On top of that, it's 12 gauge. So again, you don't have to worry about any corners being cut on your voltage limitation with the wiring. Again, the wiring is insulated 400 degrees. Silicone is nuts as far as insulation rating. And again, you're able to simply undo thumb nuts to actually remove the power supply, whether it be for replacement, God forbid, or if you wanted just to clean the unit, you're now able to do it without actually messing with the actual wire terminals right here. You can leave that in your system and you're set. So again, nothing like that on the market. I'm real proud of that system, and it makes it super easy for you guys to work with. Again, that is included in this system. So again, you're getting Gecko's premier drives. You're getting, again, 1200 watts of full power for those drives, 72 volts. The drives max out at 80. I go 72 volts. You got a 10% roughly variance between the end result. Again, that protects from excess heat. There's no reason to push drives another 8 volts. You're not going to see a difference in speed, and it just gives you a slight buffer in power. So overall, I think that makes the most sense, and is definitely the safest option for the most speed available. Again, you do get a 6-axis breakout board with UC100 USB motion controller. There is no point in going backwards. We all know that parallel port has been dead and buried for long gone since the early 90s. Again, a very simple 6-axis breakout board design. Again, it's my own design as far as the package that it encompasses. And again, the UC100 is still the simplest USB transition from parallel port you will get with simply a driver install, plug-and-play operation. You're done. Once again, to show you the 6-axis breakout board package, you do have a link. You can come over here, watch what this package encompasses, because you will get everything in this. Again, we do have terminal splitters, which are used for our grounds. You can see right here. Hardware, of course, is fully included. A graphic, which, again, I'm the only one in the industry that actually includes a wiring graphic for the breakout board that is professionally done, even down to the detail of using 3M 8518 glossy over laminate, which NASCAR uses. You could spray that. It's waterproof. You don't have to worry about it in your shop. If you do ever need to service your own system, you've got your wiring diagram, no different than electricians do in your house for your breaker box when they actually put it in. They should be doing that. Anyways, of course, you do get a 5-volt power supply to power the unit itself. Again, it is all-encompassing, and you're more than welcome to check out the video. Moving on to the next component. 3 NEMA 34 1700-ounce motors, half-inch single shaft, matching resistors, 7.5 millihenry inductance. Now, guys, just so you know, inductance rating is resistance of the motors, and again, the lower the resistance, the faster the motors react. Again, 1700-ounce NEMA 34s are some of the largest motors in the industry. Again, as far as a DIY kit, or any kit for that package online featuring the components in this, no one offers these motors and no one offers this power supply. You guys will do the math on that. You'll check it out and see what I'm saying. A lot of homework went into this, and I do recommend here, and of course I say it in the listing, I recommend at least a 20% differential in holding torque to allow for maximum rapid travel when required. One of the things about stepper motors I get asked about all the time is what size motor, of course, will work best with my system. Well, let's think about it for a minute. We all know that stepper motors, the faster you go, the stepper motors lose torque. They're not designed for speed. They're designed for torque on the low end. So the easiest way to factor that is to make it so that you guys have a slight buffer with the torque. And that's the easiest way to do it, is give yourself a 20% differential. Now, how many machines really require 1700 ounces? Not many. I can tell you right now, that's a lot of torque. And again, if you guys are looking for maximum rapids, you really want to undershoot by about 20% or I should say overshoot by 20%. And then on top of that, when you factor in your machine on most routers, that's way overkill. You're going to get the fastest rapid you possibly can get. Again, we're always looking for smoothness and linearity, and then we worry about speed. And of course, we're looking for smoothness and linearity when it comes to machining. So please, you never forget the basics. Speed is always after we get the precision we're looking for. Moving on to the next component. You guys got my new ProGrade CNC electronics enclosure. It's pre-milled, it's EMI shielded, dipped in a conductive coating, 17 inches wide by 19 inches long by 8 inches high. Now, guys, I can go on and on about this chassis. It's taken me a while to come up with it, but I can tell you right now, the main thing I really love about it is it breaks down completely. So assembling your chassis now has never been easier for you to mount everything, service your unit. You can do it piece by piece. You can even use thumb screws if you choose to use thumb screws to make it break down toollessly. Nothing on the market is like that. Nothing. It's about 35% lighter than steel. If we come over here, you got a video for that as well. So you can check out each component of actually what's making up the system. And again, I'm just fast forwarding through it. Just to give you a brief overview, you can see the dual motors for cooling, or dual fans for cooling, excuse me. GX16 5-pin connectors. It is already drilled out for a 4-axis. Over here again, you do have the 3-pin GX16 for your AC in. Again, these are all locking plug-in wires. This way, you never have to worry about a wire, God forbid, coming unplugged. The wires will be destroyed before those wires will come unplugged. So keep that in mind. Your DB25, of course, is milled as well. And then inside the chassis, you can see we were just going over fitment and placement of different components wherever you want. You do have your fuse input, of course. I do suggest, if you're not familiar with these components, to watch the videos because it does cover everything in detail, and I did that for a reason so you guys would know exactly what you're buying. Now, as far as the enclosure includes, to complete this DIY kit, there's a lot of accessories. So all required hardware in your power switch, e-stop, fuse holder, GX16 5-pin panel mount plugs to support 4 motor cables, because again, the chassis does come standardized to support 4-axis. GX16 3-pin panel mount plug for your power input AC plug. I'm the only one that uses that. Again, I like safety. That's the maximum amount of safety you can get even with your power plug. Again, you do get your power cord, and again, that power cord does need to be assembled because no one on the market really offers one pre-assembled with the GX16 3-pin female connector. So just keep that in mind. DB25 cable, which allows you to run your breakout board anywhere you want to mount inside the chassis. Again, being able to remote mount the 6-axis breakout board makes things a lot easier for you guys to service wherever you want. A lot of guys forget that. They think they always have to mount it right through the bulkhead, and you don't have to do that. 260 mil Sanyo Denki cooling fans. Again, these are industrial rated cooling fans. They are brushless. You do get the metal mesh air filters, which again, all details have been covered, guys. These air filters never need to be replaced. They can be washed out numerous times, and being the mounts on these fans are toolless, you can do it at will without really encompassing any downtime. That is what I was looking for. These dual fans mounted will produce 120 CFM of airflow in a push-pull configuration. So again, you do have air getting pushed into the case, and we're pulling air out of the case, or vice versa, whichever way you want to go. The main thing is that you're creating more or less a tornadic loop inside the case for optimal cooling, okay? As we come down, covering another component, this unit does have its own 48 volt 2.2 amp power supply that actually will handle the cooling system for the chassis. And the reason we did that is because I want you guys to be able to identify if the cooling system has a problem. It's much easier to identify when it's segregated than when it's integrated. If you have that integrated into your driver's power supply, if it's running off that power supply, you're going to naturally go to the power supply, check it if a fan is acting up, or you should, and you'll figure it out. If a power supply is bad, it's much easier to have all those parts segregated. It's a little more to wire, but in the end, for servicing, it's much easier to service it yourself and identify and troubleshoot if there is a problem. So again, that was the thought process behind that. Motor cables are included, 60 foot of 18-4 shielded cable. You can upgrade to double shielded 18-4 if you feel your application requires it. Again, totally up to you. There are some applications that do require double shielding. Again, it is an option. I'm going to leave that. If you guys ask me, should you go with it? If you have a lot of metal substrates in your shop, I totally recommend it. If you feel that, in all honesty, if you can afford it, I recommend it. Again, I do have to charge for the upgrade because it costs me a fortune. Double shielded cable is very expensive, guys. But if you're looking for bulletproof EMI, that's the best way to go. So again, that's my feedback on that. I recommend you to go with what you can afford in your budget. Of course, using shielded cable is mandatory. 18-4 double shielded is really pushing it. So if you want maximum protection, the double shield is the way to go. Again, with 60 foot being included, you get 20 foot motor cables. That's usually sufficient for most systems. Now we get to the heart of the system. And why I say the heart of the system, a lot of guys undershoot their software. And realistically, guys, your software is what dictates what your system can do. I don't care what you invest in the rest of the build and the time. If you don't invest in the proper software with the features you require to do the work you're looking to do, everything else is pointless. So again, everything about CNC is details. Everything. There is nothing that is less critical than the least critical part. Think about it like that. I mean, realistically, you're looking at a system that is only as strong as what you plan on making with it. So I do not like offering a la carte packages when it comes to software. And again, if you're doing any homework on the market right now, you're going to find that 98%, actually I think 99% of all the software CAD/CAM manufacturers, everything is done in the a la carte format. Vectric, great software, great company, a la carte. Meshcam a la carte, SolidWorks a la carte. It's just the way it is everywhere. As a matter of fact, even Bobcat, the one that I have here, V24, is a la carte. I have a friend that works over at Ford, and that is why I can offer the packages that I do to you guys. They are totally legit. They are never been registered. They never have any fees associated with them ever. So once you purchase it, you own it. A lot of guys look at Fusion and they say to me, you know, Fusion is free. I'm going to use Fusion. What they tend to forget is if you're starting a business or if you're just using it for a hobby, I'll start with that because I hear that a lot. I'm going to start with it as a hobby and then I'll go into using it as for a business. Guys, here's the thing. You're buying equipment that is a business. The question is, the only reason you're using it as a hobby is because you haven't discovered yet what business you're going to do with it, number one, or number two, you're learning it. So what my recommendation is this: when you put all your cards on the table and you say, hey, I'm never, ever, ever going to make money with my system, get Fusion because it's free. This way, when they decide, and they will decide at one point or another, you're going to pay for it, that you're not held over a barrel now. You have to buy something else or your business is done. If you're using it just as a hobby and you never plan on profiting with the system, that's the best way to go. That's my feeling on that. If you're using your system to make money in any capacity at any point in time, you want to have software that you own that license to. Because if you don't own that license and you think for 1 minute that they can at one point or another say, hey, you know what, we're going to charge you this much and you have to pay it. If that's the only software you know is Fusion, because believe me, SolidWorks is amazing software and that's the company that really integrated Fusion, you are going to find very quickly that your business is at a standstill until you learn new software and purchase it. So think about that. Really, really think about that, because the guys that I bring that point up to, they usually make the right decision. I'm telling you right now, I've been in this industry a long time. I'm assuming you're watching this because you're trying to gain knowledge. Think about what I'm saying to you. I hate the fact people try to force you into things. If I have a good product, I'm not forcing you to sit and watch this video. I don't feel you should have to do that. If you guys don't want to watch this, hell with me, go somewhere else. What I'm trying to do is educate. And I'm trying to show you that it's easier to be honest and try to earn your business the right way than to try to sit there and make it so I can put little gimmicks together and say, well, I'm going to give you this free and that free. That's silly. You guys are smarter than that. And I know when the guys are out there that are making money with their machines, they're looking at equipment that they know, hey, I've got an investment here. This is all mine. I own it. All I have to do is come up with an idea and do it. So again, when you think of these free gimmicks that are added with software, think of that. That being said, Bobcat is a company that's been around for a long time. Long time. They really only supported larger scale businesses. And when I say large scale, guys, give you an idea, NASA uses Bobcat. Harley Davidson uses Bobcat. Lots of colleges. Boeing, Lockheed Martin. Check it out on their site. This is all real. This is real engineering software. This is not hobby software or toy software. Again, this is made for guys that want to make money and learn CAD/CAM at a different level. Not be limited to 2D or just 3D manufacturing. They want to encompass anything that they come up with. This software will walk you through it. Now, when I put together a package, when I said to you guys I didn't want to do an a la carte package, I wanted a package that encompassed as many modules as that software actually had available. That being said, this software comes not only with the base program, it comes with Lathe, it comes with BobArt, it comes with BobNest, and it even comes with BobCAD's Training Professor videos, which features over 10 hours of college course type instruction for point and click learning. Now guys, I want you to think about that. Go online, do your research because you're doing it now, and you're going to find, and this is just logical, there's no other piece of CAD/CAM software that is that inclusive at the price that this system is being offered. Most of the software costs as much as just this entire system. Now think about that, because I know you will once you see it. The capability of this software, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, with BobArt, just to explain that module because I get asked about this a lot, BobArt allows you to do picture to vectorization. Now guys, if you want to emboss, if you're looking at taking different emblems, if you're looking at dealing with clients that walk in, hey, I've got a picture of this, can you cut this out? That's what that does. It's basically picturization of reverse engineering. Okay? Think of that. That shows you how powerful that is. That's why software that Vectric offers and other companies offer that do that type of module conversions, they are charging so much for that. It's very, very powerful. That being said, another module that comes with this is Bob Nest. Bob Nest is really a nesting module. For those guys who don't know what nesting is, nesting allows you to take and group as many parts on that substrate you're cutting out as possible to make it feasible and make you as much money as possible. Now think about that. Let's say, for instance, you're cutting out 6061, a sheet of it. Let's say you're doing a 6 by 6 foot sheet of 1/4 inch 6061. You got an order for, 50 circles out of that, 40 circles, whatever. This software will group those components, or try to, as adequately as possible on that sheet to keep everything smooth, that you can fit as many of those on there optimally. That way you can get as many cuts and as many parts on there as possible, making you more profitable. These are modules you will use. Everything that's encompassed with this package you will use. There is no BS here, no fluff. The next thing that is encompassed with this, of course, is the training. I feel that you guys should have the option to learn yourself. Again, I did include here a 15-part video series. Again, actually, Bobcat did. They put it on YouTube. It's amazing to watch. If you guys, once you guys get past probably up until, I should say, the first 8 videos, or excuse me, from 8 video and on to 15, you're going to see parts being created. If you're not familiar with software and how to install it, which is probably part 1 through part 8, guys, if you don't know how to install software, I highly recommend you not be looking at CNC stuff. Again, I'm just being facetious, but if you need to look at that as well. Overall, check out and see part 8 and above to see how parts are created. I'm telling you, the capability of the software is very impressive. And once again, considering that it's inclusive, and also the final piece of the puzzle of being inclusive is Mach 3 motion control software. I chose Mach 3 because it's the pinnacle of motion control. It's been on the market for the longest time. I get questions all the time. Why did you not go with Mach 4? Mach 4 and Mach 3, the biggest difference is the fact that you are not going to see the difference. That's the big difference. That's the thing I try to let guys know. Mach 3 does nothing but convert G-code to axis movement. Mach 4 does the same thing. Does Mach 4 do it a little better, a little faster? If you line them both up, that may be the case. Here's the point I always try to bring up. Okay? If you think like this, with anything with your business or a hobby or whatever it is, just think like this for a moment. If you take and I line up Mach 3 and I cut out a circle, a system with Mach 3, and I go over here with Mach 4, a system, and I cut out a circle, and they both produce the same circle with the same tolerances, and this guy paid more for Mach 4, he lost. He paid too much, because guess what? In business, it's all about producing the same for less. The guy who produces more for less makes more money. Remember that. Everything else is a gimmick. And that's a fact. And if you don't believe me, you ask anybody successful in business and they'll tell you the same thing. You never pay more than you have to. Large-scale factories, they never do. The Chinese factories, they never do. So why would you? That's my point. If you feel that having Mach 4 means you're having the iPhone 7 of motion control, then do it. I have some guys that will do that, and that's fine if that's what they want to do. However, when I have this guy over here who's running Mach 3 and he cuts the same part, gets the same end result, he's just as happy, and he paid less. So you tell me who was smarter. That to me is the way I look at it. It's all about using logic, and again, being understanding of what you're working with, and that's why this video is so imperative. So once again, that completes everything. That completes your software package. Again, this is a USB motion control package utilizing a UC100. So where Mach 3 would always be screwed in the sense that it always had to be run on a Windows XP computer or Vista 32-bit computer, you now can use Mach 3 with laptops. You can use it with Windows 10, Windows 7, Windows 8. We are now bringing her into the 20th century. This system has no no holds barred. Everything I've done here, I wanted you guys to have the absolute best you can have for the money that's being offered for this pack, or I should say the money that's being asked for this package. What you're seeing here has taken me a while to put together because, again, I wanted to make sure that everything matched. I wanted you guys to have a system that you would be able to service. I wanted you to have it made out of the best components so that, again, it's light, it's easy to work with. You're dealing with names in the industry that you can always count on. Gecko's been around forever. Again, I support my own stuff. Anybody who's worked with me, I mean, I actually have well over 1,000 on eBay, but some of the feedback hasn't been updated yet. I can tell you right now that this is the most potent package available on the market in this price range, especially considering it features CAD CAM software with motion control from one of the largest CAD CAM companies in the country. So keep that in mind. I want to cover shipping with you guys. A lot of guys, my overseas clients, they always ask me, will you ship overseas? I will ship overseas. However, be realistic, guys. This package is heavy. It will ship in at least 4 boxes. If it's going overseas, I have to pay for packaging. I do everything myself. One of the things when I was going through school, I worked as a shipping manager at UPS, so I know how rough they are. And again, I package everything with care because remember something, it's your investment. Second, it's my investment first. So I realize that, and to be successful the way I've been, I have to realize that I have to do everything right. And that means I never meet you usually face to face. That means the only way I can do it right is to make sure everything is packaged the way it should be because, once again, it starts with me owning it, and then it starts with you owning it. And we want our investment to be safe and sound. And if you do ask me, will I ship international? Yes, I will. But be realistic. Again, each piece in this package can weigh anywhere between 5 to 25 pounds. You're getting 4 boxes. It's going to be heavy. The motors, everything here, very heavy. So think about that. Okay, motors, I believe, are 7 pounds a piece. Power supply is about 10. I mean, it's heavy stuff. And the power supply is long too, guys. So keep that in mind. I mean, the weight is something to think about. Price, guys. This is the price. Again, free shipping if you're in the States. If you need a custom configuration, again, the chassis comes milled for 4-axis. If you need more than that, let me know. I can have that custom done. But again, at this price for a DIY kit featuring what you've got, I'm proud to say that I did it. I mean, I've come through with offering a kit that I know the guys that need this kind of power for their business or just want to start, with a big system, they have everything that they need. They will be able to service their system. They'll be able to work with, all the components, all the vendors, and that to me makes the most sense. So again, this is one kit. I have one more kit to bring to life to you guys, or I should say bring to light. I actually have available, I got really lucky, and I have available because I get asked all the time, do you have any mechanics available? Well, right now I do. And that being said, I've put together a kit, and this kit actually encompasses everything that you see right there in that controller, but it also comes with 3 THK GL20 rails that are 84-inch in length. They have full belt drive transmissions. Now, guys, for those of you who don't know who THK is, they are the premier linearity group as far as for motion control. If you are looking for the smoothest rails in the industry, THK is right there on top. Okay, they are not cheap. If you go on eBay, you're not going to find 84-inch rails. I've never seen them on eBay. And the ones I have are brand new. They are brand new with motor mounts, covers, and cable chains. Of course, they're manufactured in the USA. In this kit, and I'm going to cover it real close, if you guys want a DIY package, because I get requested about that all the time, I'm going to give you the best of the best. And when I say the best of the best, I'm going to give you the most bang for your buck anywhere. Because I can tell you right now, if you guys are doing your research like I know you are, you're all very smart out there, and guys that are involved in CNC always, they care about details, or they should. I want you guys to really go through what this package comes with because it's impressive. Again, the 3 THK rails, again, you get your 1X or excuse me, you get your dual X and then you get your one Y axis. So again, you're pretty much set whichever way you want to go with that. Again, I have some guys that'll say, you know, what about the Z? I know that's going to come up. Either way, you're getting 3 rails at 84 inch, so you will be able to make a 7x7 table. Okay, massive. The only thing you're going to need, because I know I'm going to get questions on this, you will need a base plate for the transmissions. Okay, because the rail sets, just to give you an idea, now I am selling this package locally if you guys are in Florida. And again, I've got all the information here on Craigslist as well. But just to give you an idea of what's included, you're getting a 4 kilowatt air-cooled spindle. I have some guys asking me, why do they go air-cooled? Again, that was my own preference with that size spindle. If you don't want to go air-cooled, we can go water-cooled. It'll be about another $150 for that. Let me know. Give you an idea of cutting power, guys, 5.5 horse. We're talking massive amounts of cutting power, okay? Stainless, hardened materials, not a problem. Okay, you're using the right end mill. This is serious. ISO 9001 certified spindle, ABEC rated bearings, number 5. The unit, of course, has 4 of them. A 4 kilowatt VFD 220 volt input. Again, ISO 9001 certified. ER20 collet set for your end mills. 30-foot double shielded 16 AWG robotics cable. Now, guys, think about that. You're going 30-foot double shielded spindle cable, okay? We're doing that not only for the table size, we're also doing double shielded. I get asked about that a lot. Spindles always require double shielded cable. Again, 16 gauge, only way to go. 4 G203Vs for your transmission. 4 NEMA 34 1700 ounce. 72 volt 16.5 amp toolless power supply. 6-axis breakout board. 5 volt 2 amp power supply to power the breakout board. 2 custom made toolless mount heat sinks. Again, 24 by 19 EMI shielded enclosure. Again, that's my custom enclosure. 100 foot of 18.4 shielded cable to build your 4 motor cables. Again, that'll give you 25-foot motor cables. Now, again, we can upgrade that. We can go to the double shielded. If you require it, we can do that. Just let me know, and we'll take care of it. 4 complete GX16 5-pin motor cable connectors. Power cord GX16 3-pin, UC100 motion controller, Bobcat V24, all modules, again, Bob Art, Bob Ness, and of course, Training Professor videos, Mach 3 motion control software, and CNC router parts, 8-inch Z-axis with NEMA 34 mount. Now, guys, if you want to build a pro-grade table, and you want to build something that will make you money, and I mean versatile, we are talking the most precise rails. We are talking a 7x7 with a full 8-inch travel Z axis. And we are talking a 4-kill spindle. This is a monster package. I mean a monster table. No one offers anything like this. Once again, the only reason I can offer it is because I came into the rails. I had a friend that actually messaged me and had a couple extra. And of course, I jumped on it because I'm very familiar with THK. And again, guys out there, the guys that understand what I'm talking about, most of them would be drooling at that because those rails are super precise. And again, these are brand spanking new. Just to show you how new they are. These are them in the box. They do have the covers. That's them when they were packaged up. There's the NEMA 34 motor mounts. There is the coupler. Coupler probably would have to be changed. I believe I haven't checked them. I haven't even opened the box yet. I can tell you that they are spanking new. And of course, I would change the coupler if I had to. That would be no charge to you. Of course, we want to make it so everything works. But again, these do come with the dust covers, everything, and you're buying the smoothest rails in the industry. And needless to say, this chassis assembled, guys, just to let you know, and again, do your own homework, a chassis of this size, if you could find one, which I was not able to, and very few vendors, if any, again, I've been in the industry now 7 years, and I've never seen a vendor offer a system built with THK rails. I can tell you right now, this would be assembled between $15,000 to $20,000. Okay, so what you're getting right here, easily, for this price, and I'm going to show you the price. Here's your price, $7,500, okay? And I can tell you, no one's offering anything like that, okay? Even if you do the math and you go and look at what Bobcat would cost or any CAD CAM program just by itself, you would easily see it's a couple $1,000s. These rails, typically when those rails are new, and again, smaller rails, not even 84-inch, go 62-inch, usually you're looking at about probably 1,500, 12 to 1,500, especially on a new rail with the transmission, motor mount, covers, cable chain. You are talking big money. So if you're serious about a business, you want to get into motion, you want to get into robotics, and you want something that's going to make you money and be basically open-ended as far as what the capabilities are, this is a system that cannot be overlooked. I challenge anyone to weigh what you're getting with this versus what's available. And again, there's nothing on it, nothing like it I've seen on the market. So again, I'm trying to be fair. I will ship this system, but again, the shipping on it, there's no way at all that I would be able to do free shipping. At the least amount of shipping price would be probably $100 to $200 because I do have an account with my local vendor for shipping. But again, this is a serious package. This is not, like I said, if you're a guy sitting in the basement playing with your Arduinos, this is not for you. This is for a guy who knows how to weld, wants to build a base chassis, or already has a base and just needs the transmissions and the actual linear actuators, then he's set to go. If you're one of those guys and you've been looking for a really good deal, I don't think you're going to find much better than this. You can go on eBay. I haven't had a chance to actually list it on eBay. I'd rather not do it on eBay because I'm already losing a little bit of money here considering what this comes with. I know what those rails are worth, and I'm sure you do as well. So again, new there would be in excess of over $2,000 a piece, easy. So again, if you guys need a system, let me know. I'm willing to work with you if you do need. I do actually have 5 of the rails as well. So I do believe I have, I got to see, I do have 5 total. I have, I believe, 384 and 262 inch. So if you needed to buy just rails, I could do that as well. Again, all the rest of the components are offered in my store, but this is a package I thought would really show you guys the difference. Because I can tell you right now, if you're serious and you want precision, this is a precise machine. So please do your homework, check everything out. Don't take my word for it. I tell you guys that all the time. But again, I just wanted to show you that I do have these packages now available. Again, I get messaged all the time. A lot of you guys are looking for a turnkey system in the sense that you're looking, when I say turnkey in this sense, I'm not talking that I built it. I get a lot of guys requesting DIY kits that will save them some money and, of course, give them the most bang for their buck. So hopefully this has helped you guys out. Once again, if you do have any questions, my name is Vince, lead engineer over at eDealers Direct Automation, and I'm also the owner. So again, if you buy something, it's built, you can rest assured I built it. I support everything I build. I design all my own parts. If you need something, let me know. You can either message me through eBay, you can message me through YouTube, and you also, and I believe most of my videos, you have my email. But if you don't, it's storm, STORM 2313 @gmail.com. Thank you again. Take care.